In what is both an example of deep irony as well as projection, here you have a Minnesota state senator getting arrested for allegedly soliciting a minor for prostitution. The same day that he sponsored a bill that would recognize Trump derangement syndrome as a legitimate mental illness.
Oh no!
Senator Justin Eichorn was arrested on Monday after the Bloomington Police Department confirmed that they had spoken to a man who believed he had been communicating with a 16-year-old girl. So, in one report it's 16, another report it's 17. So I'm not entirely sure. But nonetheless, technically underage. Uh-oh. A detective then set up a meeting with Eichorn, reminiscent to, of course, To Catch a Predator. But instead of greeting Chris Hansen, there was just a police officer and some handcuffs. Oops. And let me say, by the way, because it has to be said, not a drag queen. Not a drag queen. Because of course, right? Now, the funny thing is that, again, the same day that he was arrested, Eichorn sponsored a bill that would declare Trump derangement syndrome a legitimate mental illness. In fact, the syndrome, and you hear this a lot, it's not a real syndrome, by the way, but it is defined as an acute onset of paranoia in otherwise normal persons that is in reaction to the policies and presidencies of President Donald J. Trump. Symptoms may include Trump-induced general hysteria, which produces an inability to distinguish between legitimate policy differences and signs of psychic pathology in President Donald J. Trump's behavior. Okay. Here's the thing. Donald Trump is a rapist. He was found liable for sexually abusing writer E. Jean Carroll. But apparently, if you point that out, you're just suffering from TDS. Oh, okay. Oh, are you saying then that that's just TDS and E. Jean Carroll should have been happy to be, assaulted? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or maybe the 20-something women who accused Trump of things like a mix of assault and harassment over the years, should they have been happy? Not to mention, of course, Donald Trump's close relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, or his admission that he would walk into the dressing rooms of Miss Universe pageant members that involved, of course, teenage girls in various states of undress. And you know what? Bring it up. It must be the TDS. That's it. Oh, it just must be the TDS, guys. I mean, what's this guy's excuse then? A lot of the articles, by the way, mention that he's married and has children. Okay. Obviously, that doesn't seem to matter to him, and it shouldn't really matter. He allegedly has some predatory instincts towards teen girls. Okay. And that's a bit of a problem. Now, there's, of course, additional hypocrisy here, which should tell you, which should have, I guess, given you a little bit of a reason to think that, oh, this guy might be into, and might be into kids, might be into teen girls, okay, before reading about this, before hearing about his arrest. While in the Senate, Eichorn sponsored SF 2531. This is a bill that would ban transgender women from women's sports. The bill stipulates that if there's a dispute regarding a student's female sex, the student must present a physician's statement based on internal and external reproductive anatomy. So we're talking about genital inspections here, okay? As well as naturally occurring levels of testosterone and an analysis of the student's chromosomes. Wow. Eichorn is also a vocal supporter of Riley Gaines, backing both her activism and the bill's invasive requirements as necessary to save women's sports. We got to save the girls' sports from those predatory trans people, as this guy secretly tries to have a rendezvous to have sex with a teenager. Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, these people. Now, Bloomington Police Chief Booker Hodges said in a statement about this guy, As a 40-year-old man, if you come to the orange jumpsuit district looking to have sex with someone's child, you can expect that we're going to lock you up. Okay. I have always advocated stiffer penalties for these types of offenses. The recent case involving Michael Gillis, who was arrested in Bloomington, is a prime example of why we need stronger penalties. We need our state legislature to take this case and this type of conduct more seriously. Yeah. So now here's the thing. It appears that there's a lot of people focused on the wrong people. Okay. Turns out, no, it's not trans people or drag queens that are coming for your kids. No, in a lot of cases, it's a Republican politician or a member of the clergy. Those are the ones that are coming for your kids. Now, Republicans in Minnesota responded to this, and it's about in the way that you would expect. The Minnesota Senate Republican Caucus released a statement calling on him to resign. We are shocked by these reports, and this alleged conduct demands an immediate resignation. Justin has a difficult road ahead, and he needs to focus on his family. Why are y'all shocked? Why are y'all shocked about this? And by the way, notice how it's like, oh, we've got a lot of empathy for Justin. Now he's got a difficult road ahead with his family. And so he needs to focus on that instead of, embarrassing us by staying in this position. No words of empathy for the victim, alleged victim in this case. No charges of hypocrisy. None at all. Now, the chair of the Republican Party in Minnesota, Alex Plakash, said in a statement on Twitter/X, as Republicans, we hold elected officials to a higher standard. Since when? Since when? You guys elected a literal rapist. We got higher standards. Give me a freaking break. Come on, man. Come on.
Really?
No. He continues. While Senator Eichorn is entitled to due process, which this is true, if only they would, expand that to people who need due process as well, that are getting deported without due process and getting stuffed in, El Salvadorian prisons. They deserve due process as well. But, oh, yes, this guy who's a nunce, alleged nunce, oh, he is entitled to due process, everybody. Entitled. He said the seriousness of these charges warrants his resignation. Public trust and accountability must come first. Look, how many times does this have to happen before people start to realize the Republican Party is just chock full of predators? I mean, that's it. I mean, and of course, the big way of finding it out is how much do they hate trans people? How much projection is there? The more anti-trans a politician is, the more likely that they are either a closeted trans person themselves, a chaser, or a nunce. It's usually one of those three. Or there might be a fourth, in which that would be a grifter that cashes in on anti-trans hysteria. Because there are plenty of those. Riley Gaines is one of them. But like I said, this is not a shocking development. It turns out the only derangement here belongs to this guy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.